welcome to our weekly prep for this week. I think that should be 23rd of June to the 28th of June. We're running through Euro USD, GBP USD, USD JPY, AUD, USD, and GBP JPY. But before we begin, let's quickly check our sentiment. So EU, okay, actually let's check fundamentals first. Let's see what with the Iran Israel wars, a lot of tensions building, and we're going to see some very crazy movements, but some strategic news events will be happening this week, and we've got some very high impact news coming up. Let's see what those are and what they're affecting. So this is for the euro. It's on IFO business climate. I'm not going to check what that is, but I know it's a high impact news. I want to have the euro making some movement, and ECB green door speech, CPI on the card is going to be crazy. CPI, okay. We've got Jerome Powell, the Fed chair testimony. He's going to do some madness on the USD. We've got AUD monthly CPI indicator. We've got new home sales. Okay, and Fed chair again speaks. We've got a queen. Where's a queen? So JFK consumer confidence. Okay, we've got a lot of high impact news for the EU. Okay, we've got GBP. Oh my God, GDP. Good trade balance, durable goods, initial job claims. Oh my God, we have a lot of news. So basically, we know that we're gonna have some movement this week. We're gonna have movements, a lot of movements, right? So we can check the sentiment now, and just so you know, it's not the news that moves the market, it's the effect of buyers and sellers, right? But news events would influence the activity of traders, right? So when a particular news event comes out and everybody sees that, okay, I need to sell this particular currency, and they all sell, you see a very crazy big move on a particular thing. It's not because it's the news that made the move, it's the news that affected the people to make the move. So it's still the people who made the move. So now let's see what majority of people are doing right now in EU. Most of people are short. It's going to keep going long. GU, not so clear, but more people are still short, still going to keep going long. UJ, more people are short, less people are long. No, sorry, more people are long. It's going to keep dropping. Maybe let's see how that goes. GJ, same thing. What else am I checking? AU, it's a little bit balanced, so we can't really make a decision there. Let's just jump to the charts though. Let's jump to the charts. No, it's enough time for EU. Let me quickly use the opportunity to teach something. When you're doing multi-time frame analysis, your 3 time frames should be doing 3 different things. So you should not be doing the exact same thing on 3 time frames. So don't find bias, POI. No, don't do that. Don't find OBs or support and resistances on 3 time frames. Don't do that. The first time frame should be your direction time frame. Just direction, overall long-term direction. Second time frame should be where you find your bias, should be where you do your POIs, should be where you find your liquidity. If you're using liquidity, should be where you find your targets, right? Should be where you do all the stuff that you do. Then the third time frame is where, if for example you're doing something like entries for high risk to reward trades, that should be it. So entries, do you understand? So that's how it should be. So if you got this down, let's just begin straight up. So for EU, if I had made this video earlier, I probably would not have seen this move coming, because I was expecting price at least come down here to grab liquidity below this point and then push, or I was expecting it to at least come to this OB here. But let's check out Fibonacci. Let's see something. Okay, it's gotten to your 6.18 and 0.79, but that still doesn't mean anything. I'd have preferred it to come at least. Okay, it got into the FVG shell. Anyways, so price may have moved because there's nothing holding it back, and as I said, there's a lot of news coming in, and I actually saw a mid-term minor sell from after this liquidity grab of this minor structural high all the way down here before price decided to push this, right? But one thing we can do to jump on this move is jump like a 30-minute time frame to like catch a smaller time frame move, or you can decide to say, okay, this is minor structure, we have this high, we have this low, we have this high, we have this low. So this is just a liquidity point because it didn't do anything, it didn't cause a break of anything, it's just there. So we have this high, we have this. These are minor structures though. These are the major structures outside here. These are minor structures, so you have to be more careful with minor structures than major, because sometimes it may just fool you. Do you understand? So going with that, based on minor structures, we've got a break of 2 points, this high and this high, right? So basically we can expect that price may do a small, maybe a small retracement down here before it pushes. Maybe it may not do that. It may just decide to just pump. But if you're on the 30 minutes, you can possibly look at a move from either a liquidity grab below here or just an OB move from here, or if price decides to come down here, this could be another point. But overall, we're bullish. I don't see you selling at all. It's not going to sell. It's just going to push. At least this is the target. At least this is the target. Then if we're going to look at the weekly time frame, let's see. As I said before, it's bullish. So where could price be headed for? So this is the next liquidity points for price. After that, it's headed for here. So the first liquidity point for price to smash is this guy right here. That is 1.16 to 1.16921. Then the next point will be here. To make it even clearer, let's go to the monthly time frame. Let's see something. Okay, exactly. If you look at it like this, so on the monthly time frame, we're bearish. We're still bearish, and this is a break. Let's check something with the Fibonacci. Check something with the Fibonacci. Okay, we're approaching a reversal zone. However, there's this. Okay, there's this FVG here that price may be targeting. We just don't know because the monthly time frame is such a huge time frame. This move from here to here was like 2 years. I mean, 1 full year. So let's just chill and just see what price wants to. But no, at least price should be going for this highs. At least maybe it may do that. Then if you're looking at OBs, if actually wants to attack OBs, then this could be where it's headed for. If he wants to tackle bees, because it doesn't necessarily need to do that, but it did do that here though. After this break, came back, tapped into here, then dropped. So maybe price will be attacking this. So this is just projections, but mid-term right now, what can you trade? We're looking at a bullish move on the EU. So on GU, which is heavily correlated to EU, what we see here is we'll still have that same bullish structure, but G is always confusing. That's the problem. G is always very confusing a lot of times. But however, I don't trade G actually, so we're just gonna run through it. So these are major structural points: a major high, major low, major high. These are not major points because they didn't do anything. So this will be your major points right there, which you see that liquidity grab on it and price pushed to the top, right? So these are major structural points, next major structural point. So this would have been a liquidity grab, but price did not reverse after taking it out. Instead, what we got was price broke this and then came to break this point. So whenever price breaks two previous major points of structure, it signals a kind of trend change, what you call your chalk, your change of trend. As a trend change happening right there, right? So and we have this move again. Okay, here's something very fishy and tricky. So we had this high and then this low, and then a liquidity grab above that high, which worked because price took out the liquidity and then dropped. So if you actually zooming in on structure, what you see is this low got broken by this high right here. So if you're going to be a mechanical trader, you have to learn to stop ignoring structural points, and that's the low as well. So this high, this low. So right now, have we gotten two major breaks of structure? Yes, we have, because this high broke this high, and whenever a point of structure breaks the previous point of structure, it becomes a major point of structure. So basically what we have now is price has broken 2 points of structure. So but on GU, we're back to being bullish. I wouldn't have seen this if I didn't look closely enough. However, this is a bullish switch, and G can decide to just keep pumping or decide to do something like a breakout block bounce on this guy, or if it's generous enough, I don't see come this low though, come all the way down here, just to clap on something and then move. However, I don't know if this will work, but possibly we'll see small mid-term move, and then a push. That's for GU. That's what I'm saying on GU. So this highs are not going to obstruct the move. It's just going to clap it. So this is a major structural point. This is a major structural point because this first of all broke this one. This high broke this low. So these are major structural points, but price has broken two major structural points, and therefore we've switched the trend back to being bullish. So price is going to push up from here. So if I see any sign of price retracing, I'll be looking for an entry all the way down here to push price up as well. But let's see what the GU is doing on the weekly. It's just still bullish like EU, so nothing crazy. For UJ has been in this mid-term range for a while. However, let's ignore the weekly and just jump to the 4-hour. But if we're observing this, what would we see? It's kind of bearish. We have this low, this major structural point low, this low broken, but this even this one is broken, and possibly price has tapped into somewhere here. Something like this, just a tap, and we're breaking down. So overall, I would say the overall target on UJ, overall target on UJ, overall target on UJ is down here. That's on the long term. I said don't pick up your eyes on the higher time frame, just use it for direction. So it's not necessarily going to affect our 4 hour. Just gotta know where this guy is going. And if UJ and so if EU and GU are very bullish, you'll be expecting that UJ should be bearish, doing the opposite, but it's just bullish with them. So just align with it until it changes back to being doing whatever I want. So I want to clear all of these markings I did. They're all on the 30-minute time frame. So now for UJ, we're bullish, clearly bullish, as you can see. So if you're marking your points of structure, you'd have this high, you'd have this low, you'd have this high, you'd have this low. What was sentiment on UJ just now? Sentiment on UJ is you have more people long on UJ. That's crazy. The fact that this is happening. So the sentiment is anyways. This looks like a pivot on at the top. Anyways, let's see what price wants to do. Okay, great. So based off of the structure, this is clearly going to be a liquidity grab. But if price breaks this and then breaks this, then we have a change of trend. So let's see what happens. This is most definitely so the same way EU and G are buying. EU can decide to just follow them. That's what it does sometimes. It just correlates for a while and then goes back to doing what he's doing. So based on structure, we've not seen any signs of a change of trend yet. So you cannot act before the market acts. Instead of predicting, you just react to what the market is doing. So if it decides to go down and then say it breaks this like this, then we're looking for our bearish move. So until then, nothing. I'm still looking to buy UJ. Do you understand? Now for AU, which is something I no longer trade, but I'm seeing so messy and choppy. I don't like this at all. Oh my god, this is not a market I can trade. This Jesus, so messy. Let me clear this. This is very visibly bearish. Big move down, liquidity grab on this high, maybe a drop as on the weekly. However, I can see from the 4 hour, if we're going to just quickly do a structural map out, this is going to be fast as fuck. I'm going to have this high, this low. It's going to get broken. Equal lows. Okay, this high, this low, bring this high, get broken, got broken here. This high got broken again here. Okay, we've got that break, so we're bullish. That break had this one. We'll break it first. This broke it, became the low. Okay, basically we're bearish. Price clearing all these lows. We're bearish. It's obvious that we're bearish. Okay, bearish. Let's just use this as a reference point. Price has cleared multiple points of liquidity. Multiple points of liquidity. So based on structure, we're looking at this high, and we're looking at this low as our current range. So this is a liquidity grab right now. If it goes above that and comes to this point, then that will be a trend change. Until then, this is just a point of liquidity, and that's just liquidity grab. So what price could easily do is something like this: take out this, drop, or if it goes, remember, don't predict, react. If it breaks, then possibly a change of trend. Do you understand? So, but however, I'm more likely to jump on this sell because of what price is currently doing. I'm not predicting. I'm going to react based on what price has done. Now, the silver golden boy, GJ. GJ is so clean. Oh my god, I can't wait to come back to this pair. I've left it for so long. So on the weekly, GJ, not so clear, but if you look very closely, you have this high, you have this low, you have this is not clear, this low, this high. Okay. This does not have a low, so it's not standard. So we have this low all the way to this high. So this is a liquidity grab below here. We're still bullish, and this is the overall target. That's on the weekly. In the 4-hour, this price is clearly bullish. Let's not stress ourselves marking too far into structure. It's obvious that this high just got broken, but this guy and then this guy. So current structural points is this high, this low. The one before that, plus this liquidity grab below there, push to the top. Okay, let's just leave it here. Let's just leave it right here. So this would be our invalidation or a trend change. Well, this is a liquidity grab. However, when you zoom in, when you zoom in, you could see a small move, high, low. Is that a high? No, it's not obviously clear, but actually it could be a move. But that I'm not willing to take that because it's not a direct. Not even at, so no, I'm just gonna chill and wait for GJ to move first, because nothing is clear yet though. So we have this imbalance on all of this all the way down here, and possibly price could, I'd wait for some form of liquidity to be formed, and the ones that's taken out, then I'll be looking to join in the bullish move of GJ, because just align with dominant trend. Don't try to switch. Let's see what the sentiment on GJ is. GJ will have more people short than long. Okay, most likely go long. Most likely. Okay, it's just gonna keep going long. So let's just see what GJ is gonna do here. Like let's maybe see 1, 2, a 3-leg move to like down here or something. I'll be interested in that. Like coming all the way down here, somewhere here. That's a big drop down. So maybe on the 30 minutes, let's see. That's a long way away. Very long way. And the 30 minutes were still bullish, because look at this low, look at this high. All of these are minor structural points. Low, high, all of this is just still not done anything. So we have this low here. This is the major low all the way here. So possibly my price may just like come down, then push, or start a mid-term downtrend. If I see it strong enough, then I may join in. But I want to just stick to the 4-hour for now. And nothing much happening on GJ. I'm just going to leave it for now. So we'll run through AU. We're looking at a potential sell from this point. Anyway, from here to the downside, target will be here. What's this target? 0.63724. But if you get to 0.65365, that would be my validation, and that would be a trend change. For UJ, it's still bullish, but if it goes below 144.32, that's an obvious trend change, and that would be bearish. For EU, is clearly bullish. Just need a little retracement to like catch a move and join this move upwards. Then GU is now bullish, just in a small retracement, and we're bullish as well. That's it for GU. Let me see GU on the 30 minutes. Have the structural points here. So I doubt G will come back. So you can just, in 30 minutes, you can just decide to do something like this. Yeah, you can do something like this. That's for those who trade lower time frames. Yeah. But that's a smaller move. I just prefer to catch much bigger moves. So that would be it for GU. And that would be all for today's session. Hope you got some value. For example, how to look at news and how to actually gauge sentiment and what it's doing. And also how to correlate to what you're seeing on the charts. And how to do multi-time frame analysis. So see you in the next weekly prep. And if you have any recommendations for any pairs you want me to look at, actually, nobody asked me to look at gold. AUUSD. Let's take a look at gold, for example. Didn't check gold at all. Gold has been acting up. Let's see gold. So gold is bullish. We're doing a lot on this downward move and just being choppy, but we have this major highs, high, low. Then all of this, plenty to get to this stop. And did this mid-term low here. Did the same thing here, but this one's not so clear. So this low. And okay. You can see a move happening already. There's a liquidity grab below this low, but will we move from there? We do not know that. We do not know if price will make that move. However, let's see what's happening on the 30 minutes. This is just choppy. Let's take a look at the volume. This guy, volume. This move. Okay, as you can see, this from here, from this high to that high, from this high to this high, I had a volume spike here, pushing price up, but still dropped. Okay, and however, for these lows, let's see, this low, it's there, all the way to this low. Basically, the volume is not showing me anything yet, though. Let's check the 4-hour volume. Okay, and time price coming. This is low. We're pushing. You can see an increase in volume. Okay, and okay, possibly we could be seeing a liquidity grab here, but we do not know yet. So let's see what the 5 minute is saying. First, take this volume away first. The 5 minute, what do we have? The structural point still intact. Okay, if we see a change of trend there, possibly look for buy on gold. Does gold have sentiment? Let's see. Does gold have sentiments? Gold. Yeah, it does. It's actually quite balanced. Short and long, 58 to 42. Nothing much is happening on gold based on sentiment. However, based on the long-term trend, I'll be bullish on this guy. I'll be bullish on it. Okay, yeah, I'll be bullish on it. It's confirmed. I'll be bullish on this guy. That's it. So for gold, I'm still holding the bullish bias. I don't exactly know where exactly to move from, but this is a very high possible point. We could still decide to go below here, but if it goes below here, that's a change of trend. It's obvious because this low took out this low, so this is a major structural low, this is a major structural low itself. This push, this move I broke, the structure came from here. If it breaks here, we're changing. Well, if it doesn't do that, we're bullish, and there's really no other unmitigated block here for price to come touch. All of these are just perfect what do you call it, uniform movements. All blocks are mitigated. This other block mitigated by this, push mitigated by this mitigated by this. There's nothing left to go mitigate down here. It has no business coming down here again. if it comes here, no problem, but if it breaks this low, which is right here, that's a change of trend. So from here we can start seeing pushes to the upside. However, if you were to do this, you can see that it's already in your reversal zone. Even if you were to do this, anyhow you want to draw it, it's already in your reversal zone. You feel me? So gold bullish from here, from where it stands. Just make sure you trade safely. So these are some pairs that we've looked at, and possibly let's see what the market has in store for us this week. Next week we'll come back to review everything that we predicted or analyzed. So thanks for joining, and see you in the next one. Hope you gain value from this session.